Welcome to the Matchmaker Mentor Podcast, the show where aspiring and experienced matchmakers come to sharpen their skills, grow their businesses, and elevate the matchmaking industry. Your host is Arlene Washburn, an award-winning ethical matchmaking advocate, mentor, and industry innovator. Let's dive in.
AI is creeping into nearly every part of our lives. It writes our emails, curates our news feed, and even suggests our next binge watch. And in the dating world, it's everywhere. Algorithms, swipe-based apps, even AI-generated profiles. But here's the question I want to explore with you today. Can a machine really replace a human matchmaker when it comes to finding love? That's what we're diving into in this very first solo episode of the Matchmaker Mentor Podcast. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Arlene Washburn. I've spent more than a decade in the matchmaking industry as a matchmaker myself, as a mentor to hundreds of matchmakers worldwide, and as an advocate for ethical professional standards in this business. Before that, I was a corporate executive in the pharmaceutical industry, so I understand both the business side and the human side of what it takes to succeed. These days, I don't take on matchmaking clients myself. Instead, I train, mentor, and consult with matchmakers. I also work with raising industry standards through the International Matchmaking Compliance Board, and I refer clients to ethical matchmakers through the Worldwide Referral Network. So when I tell you that matchmaking is one of the last human-centered professions AI simply cannot replace, I'm not just speaking as a mentor, I'm speaking as someone who has been in the trenches, who has seen both the miracles and the messiness of helping people find love. So let's be real. Technology has transformed how people date. From the early days of online dating to today's apps, algorithms are everywhere. Some platforms are even experimenting with AI-generated chatbots that message on your behalf. Imagine outsourcing your flirting to a robot. What could possibly go wrong? On one hand, it's fascinating. AI can process massive amounts of data, identify patterns, and help us make quick connections. But here's the problem. Love isn't just data. It's nuance, it's chemistry, it's body language, it's energy, values, family histories, trauma, hopes, and dreams. None of that can be captured fully in an algorithm. You know, I actually met my husband online almost 15 years ago. And back then, online dating looked very different than it does today. The platforms were more intentional. You filled out long forms and profiles, answered real questions about your values, lifestyle, and goals. There was like a more effort required, right? Not just from you, but also from the other person too. And people came in expecting to spend actual time getting to know someone. Fast forward to today, the apps have shifted into what I like to call fast food version of dating. Quick swipes, instant gratification, very little investment. People are often juggling conversations with multiple strangers at once. Ghosting has become the norm, and the depth is gone. So, yes, I met my husband online, but it was on a platform where intention mattered, and that's what's been lost in today's app culture, which is exactly why matchmaking is more valuable than ever. Matchmakers bring back that sense of depth, accountability, and real connection that's missing in the modern dating scene. Let me tell you a little bit about how this connection went down with me and my husband. If you meet my husband, you'll see that he's a real funny guy. And when he first reached out to me online, I read his message, had a little chuckle, and then deleted it. Then he sent another message. Same thing. I laughed and then I deleted it. And then he sent a third message. Again, read it, laughed a little, delete. By the fourth message, I finally replied and said, "Hey, you must be hideous looking because if you were as cute as your messages, you would have a photo." The next day, he uploaded a picture and I thought, not too shabby. I asked, why didn't he have a photo to begin with? And he said to me, "I didn't know how to upload it, so I had my niece do it for me." And, that's how our relationship started. But here's let's just say this is a good time for a quick commercial break.
Have you ever felt called to help others find love? You might have the heart for matchmaking, but without the right training, turning that passion into a thriving business can feel impossible. Most matchmaking courses give you outdated theories and a certificate, but no real world strategy to build a successful business. That's where Love Pro Mastermind Academy is different. Our live done with you training goes beyond theory, helping you develop matchmaking expertise, implement sales and marketing strategies, and master the art of client success. With expert led instruction, accountability, and a community of like minded professionals, you'll learn how to identify your niche, attract high quality clients, create a seamless matchmaking process, grow a sustainable, profitable business. With over a decade of experience, we don't just train matchmakers, we create leaders in the industry. Are you ready to become a LPMA certified matchmaker and build a business that changes lives? Apply today at lovepromastermind.com.
Let's talk about the human advantage in matchmaking. This is where professional matchmakers really shine. Empathy and intuition, for example. A matchmaker can pick up on what's not being said. Maybe a client says they want someone who's successful, but what they really mean is a partner who's ambitious and driven, not necessarily someone with a huge bank account. A machine, an AI, is going to pick up on the keyword that you're looking for success, but matchmakers uncover the deeper value. So, another area that you would notice a huge difference is trust. When someone invests in a matchmaker, they're handing one of the most important parts of their lives to the matchmaker. AI doesn't build trust, it just processes inputs. Another area that's really key to matchmaking is customization. Every client is unique. A widower in his 60s needs an entirely different approach than a 32-year-old entrepreneur who's never been in love. And the accountability piece, a good matchmaker doesn't just set people up, they coach them, they challenge them, and they hold them accountable for their mindset and behaviors. Collaboration is another huge thing that the modern matchmaker is always involved in, and that is matchmakers who thrive because of their networks. They can call one another, they'll call a matchmaker across the country and say, "Hey, I've got a client who might be a good fit for your client," or perhaps that person opens up their database to the matchmaker who has a client. That kind of collaboration and trust isn't AI. AI can't replicate that. And I recall when I was a matchmaker working with a client who presented me with numerous pages of what they thought they wanted. But after spending time with them, I realized the real issue wasn't about finding someone who checked all the boxes. It was about helping them heal from past heartbreak so they could actually receive love again. No algorithm could have diagnosed that, let alone supported them through it, because that part wasn't easy. Fortunately, I've been trained as a science-based dating and relationship coach, so I was able to help them navigate through that. And there are lots of matchmakers who have both training of matchmaking and coaching. And what this means for matchmakers, if you're a matchmaker listening right now, here's the good news. Your work is becoming more valuable, not less. We're living in the middle of what many experts call the loneliness epidemic. People are more connected digitally than ever, yet so many feel isolated, unseen, and unsupported in their professional lives, and in their personal lives. In fact, the US Surgeon General declared loneliness a public health crisis in 2023. Dating apps were supposed to fix this, but instead, they've left people feeling burnt out, frustrated, and lonelier than ever. That's where matchmakers come in. You're not just introducing people, you're helping to rebuild trust, connection, and building community at a time when it's desperately needed. As AI and apps make dating feel more and more transactional, people are craving human guidance. They're craving someone who sees them as more than just a profile picture. But here's the flip side. You can't just rely on passion and intuition. You've got to run your business ethically. You've got to build systems and you've got to embrace technology as a tool without letting it define your work. That's what this podcast is here to do, to help you build an ethical, profitable, human centered practice that stands the test of time. And what this means for the client and for the people that are listening and thinking of hiring a matchmaker is, if you're thinking about working with a matchmaker, let me say this. You're not just a data point in someone's system. You deserve more than swipes and superficial connections. A good matchmaker is your advocate, your coach, your confidant. They'll look at you they'll look at you holistically, not just who you say you want, but who you need to thrive in love. And that level of investment, that human partnership, is something no app or AI can ever replace. Recently I had heard a lot of brouhaha over the movie The Materialist that came out recently. And so I downloaded it on my Netflix. And speaking of misconceptions about matchmaking, I watched this movie and The Materialist, honestly, I cringed through so many of the activities in the film because they were so far removed from what real, true matchmaking is all about. There's a scene where she's walking around with a little book, jotting and taking notes like an order taker. She just accepts whatever a client says, even when the requests are completely unrealistic, without ever pushing back or guiding them. That's not matchmaking. A true professional doesn't just take notes and nod politely. A good matchmaker will challenge you, help you get out of your own way, and sometimes even save you from your own delusions. They'll research their clients in advance, dig deeper into who they are, and in some cases, even talk to their friends and family to understand the whole person. That's the difference between transactional order taking and transformational matchmaking. And an AI is going to be an order taker because that is all it's able to do, is process data. And this is exactly why our industry needs strong ethical standards and training so people can spot the difference between a Hollywood portrayal and what real professionals deliver. That's the mission behind the International Matchmaking Compliance Board and the Love Pro Mastermind Academy, to raise the bar, protect clients, and support matchmakers in doing the work in the right way. And so here's the big takeaway from today. AI can do a lot. It can write code, plan a route, even help you draft text messages. The usage is almost endless. But when it comes to love, when it comes to truly connecting one human to another, that's where matchmakers come in. And that's why this profession will always be uniquely human. If you're a matchmaker, stick with me here every week. We'll be talking about how to grow your business, serve your clients ethically, and thrive in this amazing industry. And if you're someone considering hiring a matchmaker, you can learn more about finding an ethical professional through the Worldwide Referral Network at wwrnetwork.com. I also encourage you to visit that website and go to wwrnetwork.com/daters to download my free guide, 35 questions to ask before you hire a matchmaker. And for those of you who are aspiring or experienced matchmakers, check out the Love Pro Mastermind Academy at lovepromastermind.com, where we offer training, mentorship, and certification to help you build a successful and ethical business. And if you're already working in the industry and want to ensure you're aligned with the highest standards, visit the International Matchmaking Compliance Board at imcboard.org for ethics and compliance support. And thanks for spending this time with me today. I am excited to kick off this journey with you of my solo episodes. And remember, love may be timeless, but the way we do it is evolving. Stay human, stay connected, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you for tuning in to the Matchmaker Mentor Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with fellow matchmakers and friends. For more resources, training, and inspiration, visit lovepromastermind.com and follow us on social media. Remember, matchmaking isn't just a career, it's a calling. Let's keep building connections, changing lives, and growing together. Until next time, stay inspired and keep matching.